Today we meet a self-taught pitmaster who's redefining barbecue and drawing fans from around the globe. Daniel Castillo started in his backyard with a rusty smoker, and now he's up for Best Chef California. California Live correspondent Lilliana Vazquez visited Heritage Barbecue in San Juan Capistrano to uncover what all the smoke is about.
When you get here in the morning and you light those fires, it's really sacred. It's almost holy to me. It's paying homage to, the people that have done it before me.
Long before Heritage Barbecue had a name, it started with a simple idea: feed the people you love.
We had this little duplex when my wife and I first moved out together, and we had no air conditioning, and we cooked most of our meals outdoors in our backyard.
In the middle of that backyard sat a rusted old smoker, abandoned and covered in cobwebs. Daniel cleaned it up and sparked something that would change his life.
So I would invite family members and friends and do these awesome cookouts. Can't say that I knew that it was going to be a hit, because I was doing it as a hobby from the start.
The gatherings grew, cookouts became catering, then pop-ups. Soon, the Castillos quit their jobs and sold their house to bet it all on barbecue. How does one become a pitmaster?
Be able to cook a really good piece of meat on pretty much anything. I mean, I always kind of joke around and say, like, I can cook a brisket on a trash can.
I grew up in Texas. Every time I would order a plate of barbecue, everything is brown. The whole plate is brown. But when you look at this food, it's not. It's actually really rich in color. How is your barbecue different than more traditional, say, Texas or Kansas City style barbecue?
Leroy and Lewis in Austin calls it new school barbecue, and it's craft barbecue is what we're doing here. It's the fusion of all these different flavors that we have here in Southern California. There's Filipino flavors, Korean flavors, Mexican flavors.
How does that inspire the name Heritage?
It started off by these family meals that we did at the kitchen. Our chef, Nicolas Achore, who is Filipino, was making a specific, dish, and we were like, man, we need to put this on the menu. With Heritage Barbecue, there's no rules.
Here, the dishes push boundaries, but the philosophy stays simple.
Honestly, I think it just starts with your product, right? So less is more. I've always been into that.
From bulgogi tacos and addicting spicy cucumbers to perfectly tender brisket smoked for 14 hours. Each tray tells a story of smoke, spice, and Southern California soul.
So the tri-tip is pretty California authentic. We purchase really good tri-tip, so it's prime, and then we cook it low and slow on our Santa Maria. Our brisket comes from Creekstone Farms out of Kansas. The pollo asado is cooked in a direct heat pit, which is a whole different style of cooking, where you burn wood down into coals, and then you get the fat that's rendering out and comes back up as smoke.
The menu moves from classic to California. Pork spare ribs, cheddar jalapeno biscuits, Texas chili, alongside char siu pork belly, roasted broccoli with salsa macha, and a pulled pork sandwich worth the wait. Because look at this line, by the way.
Yeah.
People line up here before you even open to eat your food.
Show up late, lose weight. The pro barbecue guys know to get here in the morning.
Yeah.
If they want to get it.
Don't show up for lunch. But if you do show up late, be prepared to make it an all-out experience.
We have folks that show up with a folding table, a chair, playing games. They're making friends with their neighbors online, and it's really awesome. It's really old school. It's Americana.
For Daniel, barbecue is where connection meets calm.
It does teach you patience. It forces you to slow down. When I get really kind of bent out of shape, I'll take that time to come here and really not even pay attention to what's going on around me and just work with that fire. It's completely different from, turning a knob in the kitchen, and you have to put the time in, and that's what it's really about, is just putting the time in.
Now, we talked about patience. What else do you think is the ultimate secret sauce?
Obviously having a really great team in place, but my wife has been a big part of everything that we do here. She's kind of like our den mother. She's always been the person that has pushed me. We wouldn't be here if it wasn't for her.
So you're the pit master, but Brenda's the pit boss?
Yeah, I guess you could say that.